while you're on probation for felony drunk driving, repeat drunk driving, you show up in the morning at the courthouse driving drunk at a 0.14 PBT.
No hiding the elephant in the room when it comes to Mr. Dombrowski. It's alcoholism, and it's bad. And I think the court's seen plenty of that. But this case in particular, where he's given an opportunity to, relieve himself from the problems that he had with this program and with the no WI third looming over his head, he still couldn't stop drinking, Your Honor. We had talked. I've known Mr. Dombrowski for years now, and I know he lost his father, and I know he had some tough issues, but he continues to negatively cope and handle his life with alcohol.
And thank you, Mr. Dombrowski. It's not required that you would say anything today, but it is allowed. Is there anything you want to say or no?
Yes, Your Honor. First, thank you for the opportunity for the Swift Insure program. I can admit it did not work for me. It was definitely helpful. Helpful meaning that I went from an everyday drinking day to occasionally drinking. Obviously, with my addictive personality and addiction, I wasn't able to do it just with the Swift Insure program. I did make a couple suggestions that maybe might help the next person. And these suggestions would have helped me maybe possibly a little bit more. Testing on the weekends and holidays. There was a lack of testing on the weekends and holidays. Most of my violations around weekends. Being an alcoholic, I found loopholes, and with an addictive personality, I took advantage of those loopholes. Also, more alcohol testing for alcoholics like myself. There's a lot of testing for drugs, but there wasn't a whole lot of alcohol tests itself. And possibly to incorporate an AA meeting or a support group. I know I did counseling once a week. Now I wish I would have also done AA or some sort of maybe once a week through outpatient, at least once a week. And last but not least, I did well on the sober league that I was on before. Again, probably because there was no loopholes. I haven't done the Scram yet. That's something I would definitely be interested in. Another suggestion with the Swift Insure program possibly would be Soberlink or Scram for the first 1 to 3 months of the program, possibly. And I'd like to add to one thing I did respect most about the program was your dedication to meet monthly. I find that more valuable than meeting with a probation officer monthly. I like both of them, but I respect that. And that's all, Your Honor. Thank you.
Well, at those monthly meetings, don't you remember me recommending to you
I do.
days and Mr. Radzabon, any recommendations from the people?
Your Honor, in reviewing this, I guess I had great concern over the fact that Mr. Dombrowski, he admits to still being alcoholic. I respect that. And perhaps a didn't drinker, but it's really troubling that he would show up to a meeting with the probation officer with that high of alcohol. He again, as was pointed out in the report, he broke the law. He could have been charged, it could have been investigated and charged with yet another OWI third. I think the recommendation of 9 months is appropriate, perhaps even a bit too light. I would ask the court to consider a year in the county jail with credit for time served. And even though the guidelines were 0 to 6 months, in a very significant way, and also putting the public at risk yet again.
Well, Mr. Dombrowski, you were on probation and in our Swift Insure program for a charge of operating while intoxicated, third offense, punishable by a maximum of 5 years in prison. You've had prior drunk driving convictions in 1997, 1998, 2000, and then 2022. So it was a true 0 to 6 guidelines. And you only did 2 days jail, and we put you in the Swift Insure program. A great opportunity for you, where you were tested and sent to treatment provider, encouraged to go to support group meetings, Your recommendations for how to make the program better. I don't necessarily disagree with your recommendations. I just find that, that's not what you need to be thinking about right now. Alcohol is going to steal everything from you that you have. Your BAC on this true fourth conviction was a 0.269. Your BAC on this violation ended up above a 3. It's going to take your freedom as it has now. It's going to take that job. It's going to take family relationships. It's going to take your health if it hasn't already. And it's in the process of taking your life. Already, you are not going to live as long as somebody who doesn't have the problems that you have. Alcohol is going to take everything from you, including your life. I just hope it doesn't take somebody else's life along with it. On the scale of probation violations for someone on probation for felony drunk driving, I suppose the worst violation would be to drive drunk and kill somebody, of course, or drive drunk and hurt somebody, or drive drunk and get arrested and charged. Short of those things, this is right at the top of that. While you're on probation for felony drunk driving, repeat drunk driving, you show up in the morning at the courthouse driving drunk at a 0.14 PBT. While they're sorting out what to do about that, you're allowed to walk home. And then by the time I sign a warrant and they go arrest you on it, in the afternoon, now you're at a 0.31. So while you're on probation for drunk driving, you're drunk in the morning and drive to the courthouse to meet your probation officer. And then when you know you're caught, you go home and you just drink more. Those decisions are just spectacularly bad decisions. I gave a lot of thought today to whether to, clearly I'm going to revoke your probation. I gave a lot of thought today to whether to send you to prison. If I were to just grab some random people in the public and say, what should you do with somebody who's on probation for felony drunk driving, who drives drunk to the courthouse to meet their probation officer? I think prison might be on a lot of their lips, even though this was a true fourth. The priors were like 20 years before. But I do agree with the prosecutor. I think, Mr. Dabrowski, I'm revoking your probation and I'm sentencing you to the Pressfield County Jail for 12 months, credit for now a total of 57 days. That's, above the advisory guidelines. The conduct while you're on probation and the violations thereof constitute the reasons for an upward departure. And Mr. Dabrowski, that's the sense of the court. If you wanted to appeal from that, you may by filing an application to the Court of Appeals. If you wanted to appoint an attorney, we would, but you'd have to ask me within 42 days. We're going to hand you a copy of that appeal paperwork right now. Ask you to initial one set for us. The other ones we to fill out if you want to take an appeal. And good luck to you. I hope that you don't need a court to order you to go to AA to go. Plenty of people go who aren't court ordered. You don't need a court to order you to go to treatment to go. Plenty of people who go who aren't court ordered. So when you're out of jail, I really hope you do those things before alcohol takes every last thing you have, Brian.
Thank you, Your Honor.